Have you ever tipped your toes in the world of whips and realized they're garbage? Well, I'm here to tell you you've been using them wrong. And also, I lied. I won't be making whips OP. Meta Hater is going to. She wants to prove that you do not need OP weapons to beat the hardest enemies in the game. But to prove this, she needs to beat Maliketh, Placidusax, and Malenia. Her options are limited, as there are only 6 whips. But before we get into the builds, you need to understand why making good builds for whips is so difficult. Whips are like pool noodles. They have no damage, and swinging them takes ages, and the Ash of War selection is... it's pitiful. Well, the last point doesn't really apply to pool noodles, but you get it. Now, to the builds. Meta Hater first makes the tried and tested bleed build by using 2 thorny whips, with the one on her left hand being infused with bleed and the one on her right being a keen infused one. This is because she wants to buff the keen infused whip with the blood flame blade to add more bleed build up. And these are the results. This is a terrible fucking build. It does not work well against Placidusax. It's just not enough. But it might be with some buffs. So by doing a bit of investing in Bitcoin, she loses all her runes. But by investing some points into Faith, she gets some pretty huge damage buffs. Flame Grant Me Strength works very well here because it increases physical and fire damage by 20%. And of course the good old Golden Vow for that spicy 15% more damage. And with those buffs, plus some help with a physic, it's still not good enough. Maybe by sacrificing all her health for 20% more damage with the Red Feathered Branch Sword. Maybe then. No! Lord of Blood's Exaltation. No! Successive attack boost. No! Different Ash of War. There are none! But this build works pretty well against Malenia, so this wasn't a huge waste of time. Time for a weapon change. A good option is the Magma Whip Candlestick, because you can hold the Ash of War for as long as you have stamina and FP. But there's just one problem. Meta Hater is fighting against a dragon and the Magma Whip only does fire damage. Huh? Never mind. Never mind then, I guess. Okay, someone was smoking a little something. So, tweak the build a little, and yeah, the whip works surprisingly well against Placidusax. And with that, he goes down. How about Maliketh? No. No. It's pretty clear this weapon will not work for the faster bosses. So, Meta Hater changes her whip to the Urumi, which has the highest dex scaling of all the whips. And it has a unique heavy attack. Maybe that'll come into use. And after tweaking the talismans and physic to make the build more focused on heavy attacks, Meta Hater is doing very good damage against Maliketh. But we're not quite there yet. Meta Hater still has the buffs she used before, with her also including a lightning buff this time. But she wants to kill Maliketh as fast as possible, so she added the Howl of Shabriri to her list of buffs. But it did not increase her damage. Why? Well, it's because there are several types of buffs, and buffs of the same type don't stack. Howl of Shabriri and Flame Grant Me Strength are body buffs, and you can only have one of each type. Golden Vow is an aura buff, and hence it works with Howl of Shabriri and Flame Grant Me Strength. Armed with this knowledge, Meta Hater wastes no time and gets to work. Maliketh stands no chance against this build, and is finally defeated. This build works somewhat well against Malenia as well, but Meta Hater wants to beat Malenia in an easy way. How? Well, the closest to that is this next weapon. Meet the Fire Giant's pubic hair. It scales with strength and faith, and its unique Ash of War hits many times in quick succession. It also stuns Malenia with every hit and punches her away. Meta Hater gets to work and makes the perfect whip build using the pubic hair against Malenia. Yes, the damage is over 3000 per Ash of War use, with successive ones having even more damage. And with that, Malenia is finally defeated. So, are the builds OP? Maybe. Yes, they're very good. But there is a way simpler way to make Malenia easier. And all of that is in this video on screen, which tells the story of Skin Eater. Bye.